Hello creators, and welcome to the Kearin Video Vault, where we revisit life-changing content from deep within our video archives. What if the greatest lie you've ever believed is that your past is fixed? That who you were determines who you are? That your mistakes, failures, and regrets define your future? But what if your past isn't something you're carrying? What if it's something you're creating right now? In this video, you'll discover why the old you never truly existed, why your awareness as I am is the only reality there has ever been, and why changing who you decide to be in this moment changes everything, including your past. Because you're not living from a past that was written long ago. You're creating your past right now. Now, let's open the vault once again and rediscover the extraordinary freedom of consciously creating your entire life as I am. Welcome back to the Kearin channel. One of you reached out and said, Tom, I don't know how I can move to my new identity and my new life. It just seems like I regret so much of my old identity, my past. And I keep seeing that old identity popping up in the circumstances and the conditions around me. So I don't know how to move on. Well, guys, we're going to talk about this today and more. Here's the thing that I want to say about any old identity or past you. They never existed. The only thing that is real, the only thing that exists is I am, is you in this current focused moment. Do you see this? It reminds me of that show that I talk about on both channels quite a bit, The Chosen. The story, the TV series about the life of Jesus Christ, right? As your I am awareness. We always talk about it from the metaphysical point of view. But Jesus, as your I am awareness, was going to do a reading in the synagogue. And I've talked about this before. And he asked his disciple, John, for a recommendation on the reading. In other words, who are you? It's your I am awareness saying, who are you? Who are you in this moment? Right? And John says to Jesus, your I am awareness, how could I? How could I? After what happened yesterday and the day before, right? Talking about his old identities, these past identities, right? Feeling unworthy to claim this new identity, this new reality, right? Feeling unworthy to accept himself in this new now moment as everything he desires to be. And then Jesus says to him, well, who is worthy anyway? And John goes, well, looking at Jesus, the Messiah, right? The King of Kings. Jesus has your I am awareness. Well, you are, but no man is. No man is worthy. And then Jesus has that powerful answer that I've mentioned before. He says, John, I'm a man, yet I am who I am. Gets tingles every time I hear it. In other words, I'm a man with that horizontal linear experience that we call, that we create this idea of the past and who we were, right? And our past identities. But yet I am who I am, yet there is that past identity never existed. Because I am who I am right now. Do you see the power here? That you are always, all identities, all possibilities, everything, everywhere, all at once. You were never that past identity. In other words, that never existed as a separate identity that made decisions that you now are looking at that said weren't great decisions and I don't know how to get past that. You're new in every moment. Remember what we said before, that who you choose to be right now in this current moment, how you identify yourself, your conception of yourself and your reality, right? This idea of who you are, who you choose to be, creates your entire life experience. It creates the idea of who you were and who you will be. But those are just ideas. They don't exist. There is no past you that exists or ever existed. There's no future you that exists or ever existed. There's just you as I am, all existence. Wow. Remember, the future and past are just ideas. There are no future yous or past yous. They're just you right now. Right? I'm a man, John, yet I am who I am. Meaning I'm all of these identities right now. There is no past. The past me never existed. The future me doesn't exist. It's only me here and now creating all of it. Why not create the absolute outrageous identity of your dreams? Who you always dreamed to be, you can be right here and now. I'm not kidding you. I know you're going to argue for your limitations, right? And as Richard Bach said, sure enough, they're yours when you argue for them. But you don't need to anymore. Let those go, right? It reminds me of that scene when they were looking for Jesus, right? And word was out. Right? And the Pharisees and all of them were coming to look for him. And Jesus says, whom are you seeking? And they say, Jesus of Nazareth. And they all fall to the ground, right? Knowing that's your I am awareness, right? And standing in front of that I am awareness. And then Jesus asks them again, whom are you seeking? And they say, Jesus of Nazareth. He goes, I told you I am he. I am he. Jesus answered both times, I am he. In other words, I am who I am in this moment. I define it all. Right? And Jesus goes, well, I told you I am he. He answered twice, right? I am he. They fell to the ground. Then he asks them again, whom are you seeking? Jesus and others. He goes, I told you I am he. Then he says this, then let all these others go. What others that they were gathering up with Jesus, right? Him and his disciples. He goes, let these all others go. In other words, let every other doubt, every other assumption, every other fear, let it go. Let it be there. Just let it go. You don't have to do anything with any of that. You've decided who you are. Let that past you go because it never existed in the first place. Wow. That past identity never existed. Only I am is real. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin channel and studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, be sure to check out the Be Something Wonderful YouTube channel. We just dropped a big video there, and we have our live event this month, our 4th live stream of the year, where I answer your questions as you ask them in real time, live. And you can join us on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin on the Tom Kearin channel in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.